You've tried everything, new color, new products, new routine. And somehow the mirror still isn't showing you the woman you feel like on the inside. If you've ever stood in front of your reflection and thought, something is off but I can't name it, then I need you to stay right here. Because what I'm about to share with you changes everything. And it starts with your haircut. Nobody tells women over 50 the truth about haircuts. Nobody tells you that the wrong cut, even a beautifully executed one, can silently add years to your face. Not because you're aging badly, but because certain shapes work against your bone structure, your jawline, your eyes. And certain shapes work with them in ways that are almost unfair in the best possible way. Let's fix this together, because your natural elegance deserves better than a cut that's quietly working against you. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we are walking through 5 haircuts that genuinely make women over 50 look younger, and the 5 most common cuts that do the opposite. By part 3, you are going to want to pause this video, go stand in front of your mirror, and look at your hair with completely different eyes. I mean it. We are covering everything. Lengths that lift, layers that soften, shapes that frame, and one cut in part 4 that my colorist told me is the single most requested style for women who want to take 10 years off their face without touching a single strand of color. And the very first haircut we're talking about? It is the one I see on the majority of women who come to me feeling stuck and invisible. Let's go. Part 1. The blunt bob that erases your jawline. Have you ever walked out of the salon feeling like something was wrong, but you could not quite explain it to the stylist? That feeling, that quiet disappointment, is almost always caused by one specific thing. Shape. Not color. Not length. Shape. Here is your first retention booster. The cut that is aging most women right now is not the one they think it is. Let's talk about the blunt bob. Not all bobs, just the blunt single-length, jaw-level version that sits flat on both sides with zero movement. You have seen it. You may even be wearing it right now. And honestly, I understand why. It looks clean and editorial in photos. It looks structured and intentional. But here is what happens to this cut on a woman after 50. Gravity pulls everything down. Facial volume shifts. The areas around the temples and cheekbones naturally become less full. And a blunt, flat bob amplifies every single one of those changes by adding horizontal weight directly at the widest part of your lower face. It widens the jaw visually. It shortens the neck. And it pulls the eye downward instead of upward, which is the exact opposite of what your beautiful bone structure needs. This one is doing more damage than you realize. The fix is softer than you think. You are not abandoning the bob. You are simply asking your stylist to add slight graduation at the back, just enough to lift the silhouette, and the smallest amount of feathering or tapering at the ends, so that the line grazes rather than chops. That single adjustment changes the entire direction of the cut. The eye travels up and across instead of down and wide. If you are currently wearing a jaw-length blunt bob, swap it for a graduated or tapered version that sits just below the jaw with soft ends. The difference is immediate. Your neck looks longer. Your cheekbones re-emerge. Your whole face lifts. Maintenance for this cut is simple. Ask your stylist to refresh the graduation every 6 to 8 weeks, because as this cut grows out, the weight starts to creep back in. Keeping that back tight is the whole secret. Now here is a curiosity gap for you. There is a second cut on this list that is almost universally loved, recommended by magazines, celebrated on social media. And it is quietly one of the most aging silhouettes a woman over 50 can wear. And no one is talking about it. That is what part 2 is about. And once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. Part 2. The mushroom cut that rounds and ages. Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. When you picture the classic older woman haircut, what shape comes to mind? Rounded on top, tight on the sides, volume concentrated right above the ears. A shape that sits like a soft dome from every angle. That is the mushroom cut. And it is the most well-intentioned aging mistake in the entire beauty world. Here is your retention booster for this part. This cut was originally designed for ease and manageability, and those are real benefits. But what it does to your facial geometry after 50 is something your stylist may never have explained to you. When the widest part of your hair silhouette sits directly at eye level and above the ears, it creates a visual frame that is round and wide at the top and abruptly narrow at the chin. On a younger face with maximum volume and taut skin, that can work. On a woman over 50, whose natural facial volume has begun to shift downward, and whose temples have softened, that round dome shape visually enlarges the top of the face while the lower third appears pinched and heavy by comparison. It makes the whole face read shorter, rounder, older. And honestly, I wish someone had told me this about mushroom cuts years ago. The fix is not dramatic. You are simply asking for length. Ask your stylist to bring the shortest layers down just past the ears and introduce soft side-swept movement rather than a rounded top. The goal is an oval silhouette, not a circular one. Oval always reads as younger, more refined, more elegant. That beautiful bone structure of yours needs length, not a dome. If you are currently wearing a mushroom cut, the swap is this. Keep the manageability and ease you love, but ask for a graduated side-swept version that brings the waistline lower. Your stylist knows exactly what that means. The whole feeling of your face changes within one appointment. Yes, that's simple. There is one more thing about silhouette that most women never think about, and it has nothing to do with length, layers, or the shape of the cut itself. It is about where your hair parts. And a single change to that part line can take 5 visible years off your face in under 30 seconds. That is what we are getting into in part 3. And it connects directly to the third haircut on this list. Part 3, the center part that divides and ages. You have probably never thought of a parting as a haircut. But here is the truth. And this is one of those things that once you hear it, you cannot stop noticing it everywhere. The way your hair is parted is as structurally powerful as the shape of the cut itself. And the centered part, especially combined with a longer uniform length, is one of the most common ways women over 50 accidentally add years without realizing it. Here is your first retention booster for this part. A center part draws a perfectly symmetrical vertical line straight down the middle of your face, and perfect symmetry at our age, with natural shifts in volume, skin and bone definition, does not flatter. It highlights. A symmetrical part creates bilateral symmetry. Both sides of the face are equally exposed with no framing, no shadow play, no movement to guide the eye upward. Every asymmetry, which every face has naturally, is mirrored and amplified. Every area of volume loss at the temples sits evenly on both sides with nothing to counterbalance it. And because the center part is also commonly paired with a long blunt length or a long uniform curtain style, the weight of the hair falls straight down on both sides. Straight down. That is the direction you do not want after 50. The fix is a soft side part, not a hard aggressive part but a gentle shift. Shifting the part even slightly to one side creates immediate asymmetry. Asymmetry creates movement. Movement creates the illusion of volume at the crown. And volume at the crown lifts the entire face. If your current cut uses a center part, swap it for a soft side part that sits 2 finger widths off center. Then ask your stylist to add gentle face framing pieces. The softest wisps of layering around the face, not dramatic curtain bangs, just the lightest framing movement. That combination creates lift, structure, and a visual diagonal that guides the eye up toward your eyes rather than down toward your chin. This is the one that made a friend of mine stop mid-conversation and ask what changed about my face, and all I had done was shift my part by 2 inches. Now here is something that surprises every woman I share this with. There is one specific haircut that is almost universally believed to be youthful. You have seen it everywhere on women in their 40s and early 50s, praised in every magazine for its energy and its ease. But after a certain point, it does the exact opposite of what it promises. Part 4 is about that cut. And I think you already have a feeling about which one it is. Part 4. The pixie cut that sharpens the wrong things. This is the part women tell me they wish they had watched before their last appointment. So pay attention, because what I'm about to say is not a criticism of the pixie cut. It is a clarification about timing, face shape, and what actually happens to this cut on a woman whose face has changed. The pixie cut is bold. It is confident. On the right woman at the right moment, it is genuinely stunning. And that is exactly why so many women reach for it after 50. They want a fresh start, a strong statement, a feeling of control and transformation. That instinct is completely valid. Here is your retention booster. The problem is not the Pixie itself. The problem is what the Pixie does when natural facial volume has already begun to shift. After 50, the natural fat pads of the face begin to migrate slightly downward and inward. The cheekbones lose some of their three-dimensional projection. The temples soften. The jaw area becomes less defined at the edges. These are normal, gradual changes, and on most haircuts, they are barely visible because the hair softens and frames around them. But the Pixie removes all of that framing. Every line, every plane, every area of volume shift is now completely exposed. On a woman with a strong, defined angular bone structure, a sharp jawline, prominent cheekbones, a clearly defined chin, the Pixie can be extraordinary. Those features hold the cut and carry it. But for the majority of women over 50, whose facial structure has naturally softened, whose temples are less full, whose jaw is less sharply defined, the Pixie actually magnifies every area of volume loss by removing the one thing that could soften it: hair. The swap is a textured crop. Not a buzz. Not a shaved back. A textured, layered crop that sits slightly longer at the sides and top, with visible movement and softness, and a clean, close finish at the nape. The textured crop gives you all the confidence and freshness of the Pixie, the ease, the boldness, the statement, while keeping just enough length and movement at the sides to frame and soften. It works with your bone structure rather than exposing every part of it without context. You needed to hear this. If you love your Pixie and your bone structure genuinely supports it, keep it and own it fully, because there is nothing more elegant than a woman who wears her choices with absolute certainty. But if you have been feeling like your Pixie is working against you instead of for you, the textured crop is your answer. And the difference is visible from across a room. Part 5 is the one people always save and come back to, because it covers the one haircut that works for almost every woman over 50, with almost every face shape, and almost every hair texture. And if you have been searching for your signature look, I think Part 5 is going to give it to you. Part 5, the soft layered bob that works for almost everyone. Here we are. Part 5. And I have been looking forward to this one since the beginning, because this is where I get to stop talking about what not to do and focus entirely on what genuinely works. Beautifully. Consistently. For almost every woman who sits in that chair. The soft layered bob. Not the blunt bob we talked about in Part 1. Not a uniform single-length cut. A soft face-framing layered bob, with movement built into every single strand, is the closest thing to a universal youth-boosting cut that exists for women over 50. Here is your first retention booster for this part. Stylists who specialize in mature clients consistently name this cut above every other as the one that creates the most visible transformation, the fastest, across the widest variety of face shapes. Let me tell you exactly why it works. Layers remove weight. And weight, concentrated at the ends, sitting heavy on the lower face, is one of the primary visual contributors to aging in hair. When you remove that weight and redistribute it through graduated layers, the hair lifts. It moves. It catches light at multiple angles instead of sitting flat against the face. And that movement, that gentle, effortless swing, is one of the most youthful qualities a hairstyle can have. The face framing component is the second piece. When the front layers are cut to angle softly toward the face, longer at the front, gradually shorter toward the back, they create a diagonal line. That diagonal guides the eye upward, toward your eyes, toward your cheekbones, toward those beautiful eyes that deserve every ounce of attention your haircut can direct toward them. The maintenance for this cut is one of its biggest gifts. Because it is built on layers rather than a single blunt line, it grows out gracefully. You are not racing to the salon every 4 weeks to preserve a hard edge. The movement stays even as length increases. Ask your stylist to refresh the face framing layers every 8 weeks, and the overall shape every 12. That is it. The swap for any woman currently wearing a heavy, flat, or uniform length is this. Bring the length to just below the jaw, add internal graduation from the back toward the front, and request soft face framing pieces that start at the cheekbone and angle gently forward. You do not need curtain bangs. You do not need dramatic feathering. Just the softest directional layers, the lightest point cutting at the ends, and enough movement to make your hair look alive. Honestly, This is the one cut I wish every woman over 50 knew about before they ever sat down in that chair. There is one final detail that takes this cut from good to extraordinary. And it has nothing to do with the shape, the layers, or the length. It is a single conversation with your colorist that takes 4 minutes and costs almost nothing. And when you pair that with this cut, the result is the kind of hair that makes people stop and ask who does your hair. That conversation, and that color technique, is exactly what we are covering next time, and you are going to want to be there. You just learned 5 of the most important things most women spend years figuring out alone. The exact cuts that add years, the ones that subtract them, and the specific adjustments that make all the difference. And you did it in one sitting. Boom! Your bone structure was always this stunning. Now it shows. Tell me, which of these 5 haircuts have you been wearing without realizing what it was doing to your face? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. Next time, we are uncovering the one color technique that makes a great cut look 10 years younger overnight. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I will see you in the next one.